One of the things that clients in the prosperous will joke about all the time is that bros broke sales and they want to return and align with who they are. But the funny thing is that bros didn't break sales, they broke marketing, and then sales came along for the ride. Because if you look at all the sleazy, pushy tactics of make them buy, it comes from pushy marketing, aggressive marketing that does not focus on the client, but focuses on sales and credit card numbers. Hello, beautiful, and welcome to the Prosperous One. So what do you do if you're a spiritual coach, a Christian coach, and you have offers, transformational offers that other coaches have told you, you can't sell this for $100,000, you can't package this into a premium offer because you don't have tangible results, or your work is too fluffy, there's no substance, there's no real outcome. How do you sell something that is challenging for you to describe? Because you can't say, oh, this is how your life is going to change when you quit smoking cigarettes. This is how your life is going to change when you do whatever it is that you're going to do. It's different from saying, make 7 figures in 7 hours, right? But that's not true. Everything has value. Everything that God has given you has value, because you are here because you're an answer. Your offer is an answer and a lighthouse to people. So how do you sell spiritual high-ticket coaching offers for $100K, $1 million, $500,000? The first thing is probably to stop being afraid of numbers. I met a woman the other day. She's not my client. She's selling spiritual transformational coaching offers, and she had made her first $6 million day. I mean, honestly, there's so much money being made in the coaching industry. More money than rock stars in Hollywood. It's amazing. As a CPA, it blows my mind, because when I look under the hood of clients' businesses, I think to myself, how does one amazing woman create $6 million in one day for something that other people say is too fluffy or intangible? Amazing work. So how does she do that? It's understanding what your aligned buyer needs to feel inside, what your buyer needs to feel inside before she invests in herself with your coaching offer, with your transformational coaching offer. It doesn't matter what niche you're in. So I want you to maybe pause the video and think to yourself, who is my client for this 100K offer? And what does she need to feel inside to stop the scroll, to listen to my message, to hear my message, to see my branding and feel the experience of my branding that draws her in and supports her to raise her hand and say, this is for me. I love this so much. Oh my God, this is amazing. This is speaking to me. What does she need to feel? And I think that is the step that spiritual coaches and Christian women coaches skip all the time, because they're taught to immediately make the offer, validate the offer, so go market and sell the offer. What does your client need to feel inside? So this comes back to midwifing your gifts and positioning your offer. So your offer, your messaging, your branding needs to say something, have the experience that allows your kind of client, not my kind of client, not the guru's kind of clients, but your kind of client that God has put you here to serve, that allows her to see that and say, where have you been all my life? For her to resonate with it so deeply that reality has to bend to your alignment. And I'll get into that later. And these offers that we're selling, the experience of the positioning, the midwifing of the gifts, the offer, the branding, whatever it is, the messaging, has to have enough heart, enough purpose, enough love, deep connection and relationship. Not just being made to sell because that's what's trending in your mastermind or with your online guru on social media. Heart, relationship, deep connection. It's a feeling that they feel. It's not logical, because when people sell with logic, then people sit there and start to interpret the message and think too much. And when they start thinking, it slows down the buying process. It slows down how they feel about how this thing is going to work for them. When they feel something, that is when they determine that this is the most useful outcome for me right now. This is the thing that is valuable to me right now. This is so important to me right now. How did you capture it in your brand or your positioning or your essence or this lighthouse offer? It's being in alignment with who God says you are, so that you're willing to give the value that supports you to share the messaging, the branding, and the positioning, and empowers you to receive 100K for that offer. Do not be afraid of the big numbers. We'll get to what that money means in your life, in your business, and for the service for your clients. One of the things I invite spiritual women coaches and Christian women coaches to do is to focus on developing their skills, the emotional mastery, the spiritual mastery, the business mastery and discipline that supports you to create a profitable 7-figure business or 8-figure business instead of just mimicking tactics. Because when women come to the Prosperous Womb and they're having challenges selling their transformational offers, it's because they've spent the last few years trying to mimic tactics on social media. And they're not developing their emotional mastery, their mental mastery, their business mastery, and the thing that's going to support them to be able to hold space, to expand their nervous system, to hold more money, more joy, more life, more criticism. The courage to do the thing, even when people hate you and don't like you. The courage to sell when everyone dislikes you. That emotional, spiritual, and financial mastery, business discipline is key. So when you do that, you start to focus exclusively only on the people that you're here to serve. And this creates a tight ratio between your followers and your clients. The gap has to be so tight and small between the number of people you have following you, listening to you, enjoying your work, and the number of people who are investing to work with you. So that's why I always say it's a depth game, a transformational game, a relationship connection game, and not a credit card volume or transaction game. So you don't need 1,000 people following you. If you have 50 people following you, and 20 of them are in your world, and when I'm in your world, they're in your master classes, they have your freebies, they're on your email list, and at least 10 of those people are working with you. It's a tight ratio. So don't go looking for the whole world. And how do you do that? How do you hold space where you're not out there trying to get subscribers, trying to increase your numbers, trying to get 100 leads and see if 50 of them can convert? How do you do that? It's being more solid in your art. Mastery, deep mastery, the thing that you know how to do. Because when you're great at doing something, you respect the craft. And you create an amazing offer, and you're excited and lit up to sell it, because how can you not? So get more solid in who God says you are in your art. Partner with God, Jesus Christ, the creator of the universe, to create, co-create. And when you get deep in your mastery of your art and who God says you are, the more your kind of people will find you, because reality has to bend and allow them to see you. Because in a sea of 1,000 coaches who are selling business coaching, who are doing 10Ks every 10 minutes, or they're doing 7 figures every 7 hours, you're the one the client's going to see, because of the deep value and resonance that you have with your work, your life, who God says you are, your business discipline, and the foundations that you build in your business for a 7 or 8 figure coaching business in whatever niche you are. And here's the thing, as a spiritual life coach or business coach or relationship coach or whatever it is that you're coaching in, not everyone can value your premium offer. Not everyone knows how deep it is. Not everyone can resonate with it. So what you do, because not everyone can appreciate it, you speak only to the people who would pay you $1 million for your free masterclass and are excited to invest in the offer, because they know without a doubt, with absolute certainty, what those results are going to do in their lives. Be elegant, spiritually and emotionally mature. This is maturity. It takes spiritually and emotional maturity to speak only to the people who resonate with your offer, and who choose if this is what they want to do. So you're not here to make them buy. You're not here to force them to buy. You're not here to convince anyone. The people that you're speaking to, you're going to attract self-led, emotionally and spiritually mature clients who know they want to be part of this experience with you. And that starts with creating something that you love so you can grow a business that you love, okay? People who want to buy enjoy buying. I remember when I opened my fashion boutique in Adams Morgan in Washington, D.C., and I was part of DECA, which was a group of handmade designers, local handmade designers, and we took turns sitting in the boutique to sell. And I was sitting there one Saturday morning, and this lady comes in and she was ready to buy. She was ready to say, take my money now. She can move her credit card. And she came in excited. She looked around and she wanted me to explain to her all the stories about my items, the bags, the earrings, the dresses, how I made them, what materials I used. She wanted to know everything. She was so giddy about it. And she spent over $800. I mean, the things I was selling were $20 and $50 and $22 and $11. And she spent $800 that morning. And then right before she left, she sat down on the couch that was there. She called her best friend and said, oh my gosh, I am so obsessed. I am so obsessed. You have to come here. She gave the address and she says, the corner of this and this, you have to come here. Look what I found today. You have no idea. This is going to change your life. You have to come and shop too with me. And I just sat there, and that became the catalyst for how I show up in my business as an artist. Because first, I'm an artist. I'm a fashion designer. I'm an artist. I'm a child of God, and I infuse God's creativity that He put in me through my work. And that's how I show up in my coaching business in the prosperous womb. Because when you midwife the gifts that God is giving you for the people that you're here to serve, you create energy and emotion that attracts the people who will say, take my money now, who say, take my money now. Not the logical people who are sitting there listening to your message thinking about it because you're trying to be so pseudo-intellectual stimulated. I call it pseudo-intellectual stimulation, where you write the message in and you want people to think deep and people think you're smart and you're so brilliant and whatever it is. No. People need to feel something, especially when it comes to transformational coaching. They're not going to the dentist for a root canal. They need to feel like this is the thing that's going to change their lives because this is what they care about the most. This is what they value the most. This is what's important to them the most. So it has to matter the most to them. But first, it has to matter to you. It needs to be buyer-centric. What matters to them must matter to you first. And that is how you get in the head. That is how you get in the language where they say, oh my gosh, how did she know? Because when you know what matters to them the most, it matters to you too. Which means the way you market and sell it attracts only your aligned people and no one else. And that is why you have a tight ratio, because the people who come into your world are the people who buy from you. You're not here to attract 10,000 people to go on social media and say, I have 1 million subscribers. I have 10,000 subscribers. You can have 50 subscribers and still make millions of dollars in your business because of who you're being and how you show up. So how do we create this kind of marketing messaging and sales? It's feeling alive in your business. Feeling alive in your business. One thing I remind clients of is that when you're creating something that you love, clients can feel that. And when you trust yourself to partner with God and understand that the gifts that you have, you're the only one that has access to them. Nobody can come steal them from you. There's no other prosperous funnel somewhere, some other strategy or system that's going to show you those gifts that you have. You have to midwife them yourself because you're the only one God has given it to. And when you create that offer, it's for a very specific result or outcome that the person that God has created here for you to be an answer to is waiting for. And when you secure in that knowledge, there's no need for you to start to justify pricing, smile politely while you're underpriced. No, you charge the full value. Because your business creates resonance, a deep understanding of their desire, of their outcome, of their challenge. That's what makes you a transformational coach. You're going deeper. You're not here to automate your business so you can sleep, you can go to Bali and lay on the beach and drink sundowners while the automation keeps making money, printing money for you. That's not what you're here for. You're here to create a legacy, a business that is more than a credit card center, and they can feel that. Because when you love something and you create something, and the hand that loves the thing and the heart that loves the thing is the person creating it, they feel that. It shows in your work. It shows in the attention that you pay to the details. It shows in everything that you do with your clients, and they respect that and honor that because it lands for them, and that's when they feel like you can see them, you can hear them. It's not the trendy marketing tactics, the strategy, it's none of that. It's simply being who God says you are. And when you be who God says you are in your business, you win. Your clients win. It becomes making buying fun for your clients, creating a space where they show up ready to buy, so that they raise their hands and ask for the sale. I say this all the time, and people say, what do you mean clients raise their hand and ask for the sale? They read your email, they see the message, and they go, oh my gosh, I feel this. I resonate with this. This makes so much sense to me. I want this. I want to work with you. What do you like? Oh my gosh, it makes so much sense. I totally see why I haven't created all the other results. I love this. I can feel this in my bones. And that is when buying is non-negotiable. They must buy because reality has now bent to align with what you resonate with, which is the art, the greatness of your work, what God is doing through you. And again, part of the spiritual and emotional maturity is that you're incredible with or without making the money. You're not incredible because you sold your first high-ticket coaching offer, or second, or made your first of 30 million. Failure does not make you less incredible. Rejection does not make you less incredible, because success will never be the thing that makes you incredible. You are simply because God says you are. And when you understand that, you don't worry about rejection. You sell with courage to be disliked. You say the thing that needs to be said, because when you're selling a $100,000 coaching offer, or $500,000 or $1 million coaching offer, there are lots of spiritual men coaches who have a really hard time speaking only to the people they want to work with, because they think they're leaving people behind or they're rejecting people. And they have a hard time with rejecting people and a really hard time with feeling rejected themselves. And so here's the thing. Whether you get engagement or not, it's not the reason why you're amazing and valuable. It's not the reason why the work God is doing through you is valuable. It's simply because you created that offer and showed up with it. And that's the most incredible, most beautiful, loving, and kind thing that you can do when you charge the full value and offer it to the person that you know it's here for, and stick to that without chasing other lanes, other people's clients, without tapping into other scripts and purpose rooms and funnels, and just doing the work that God is doing through you. People will judge and make assumptions, spiritual and emotional maturity, and they would judge you as a person depending on part of your message. Whatever part of that message is who they think you are. Those people are not your people. It's not your job to defend yourself, to explain yourself, none of that. No, I'm not here just for the money. I have low ticket offers too. I'm doing this because I'm transformational, blah, blah, blah. And then I see women refuse to charge $100,000 just so they don't get judged. That is emotional fraud. It's energetic fraud. Because now people are paying you $25K for $250K offer, and now they owe you energetically, and there's such resentment that seeps in at the 3-month mark of working together, the 6-month mark. I see that, and it creates these things that allow you to procrastinate, not show up, not do the thing. It's not fun. No kidding. You're undercharging. Of course it's not fun. Who wants to wake up in the morning and do the work that you're doing for 10K? No. It takes energy out of you, it takes a lot out of you, and that is why you need to charge the value of your work. Don't justify your price, don't justify your messaging, don't justify anything. The people that are here to work with you are here to work with you. They don't need explanation. They feel it in their bones and they know what they want. So at this level, you don't overthink, because overthinking leads to, oh, I'm going to rebrand. I'm going to focus on getting pictures and new brand assets and digital assets and hire this person and hire a team. No. Simply be who you are and sell, because the business that you're growing is a legacy business. As a transformational woman coach, as a transformational high-ticket woman coach, you're building a legacy, and your business is bigger than your messaging, your positioning, and your branding. Your business is who God says the expansion that you're here to have in the world is having right now. It's who God says the work you have to do, the impact you're here to make is making right now. Your business is making that impact. It's bigger than your messaging. It's bigger than your positioning. Don't explain yourself. Focus on the legacy work that you have to do, the long-term vision, going beyond 100K months. You know, a lot of women come to me and they say, I've been making 100K months or 90K months and I want to make 150K months. Why would you come invest $100,000 or $250,000 to work with me to go from 100K to 150K? It's not wise. That's not smart. Be better. Here's the, you can do that with, you can go to ChatGPT and say, ChatGPT, 7 ways to go from 100K to 150K. Never pay a coach for that. It's just wrong. That's fraud, okay, on the coach's part. So your business needs to be a long-term vision. As an accountant, I call that a going concern. So when I'm working with clients, I'm not looking at the next 90 days. Even if they are, I'm looking at where this business is going to be in 5 years, where this business is going to be when your clients get the results. Because are you here to create 10K months or 100K months? Are you here to help that woman lose the weight for life? Are you here to help her stop smoking for life? Are you here to help her create a marriage that wraps around her nervous system like cashmere? Are you here to support her for the divorce to feel like cashmere in her nervous system? Are you here to have her have a beautiful relationship with her children? Like, are you here to help this woman do these things? So even if you make millions of dollars, you never get tired of doing the work, because it's not about the money. You're going to keep making millions of dollars the next 25 years. It's not about that. So you're never going to stop, because the service and the call of God on your life is so deep that you're here to keep doing this for this woman and that client and that client. And that is why you're in business. It's a long-term vision. That is a business discipline that many coaches, even coaches who are business coaches, need to really develop and build on. It's understanding what leadership is. So you have the courage to go out there and do the thing, no matter what's happening in your life, and staying true to who God says you are. It has to feel enjoyable if you're going to do this the next 25 years. You don't have to stay with one niche or one offer. You're going to grow and evolve, and your offers are going to evolve, your position is going to evolve, your branding is going to evolve, who you as a person is going to evolve, what you think is going to evolve and grow, and God's going to invest more and more and more in you, and you're going to invest more and more in your clients, and become a bigger blessing in the world, and be able to share more, and give more, and receive more, and hold more, and build a body and nervous system that holds stuff for longer, that can balance the joy and the pain and the loss and the rejection and the hurt and the joy, and be like, this is life. That is life, and living life to the fullest. And that is what is fun for your buyers. So selling high-ticket coaching as a spiritual woman coach or Christian woman coach is not about the strategies and the systems. You're going to create that, because when you have the aligned offer, you will have the strategy. You will create the systems that work for you. So you have processes in place on the back end that support your business to feel like ease and cashmere on your nervous system and give you so much joy. Because the thing is, when everything in your business is created by someone who loves what they're doing, it cannot help but show when your clients show up to read your messaging, to do the thing. They can feel your heart, and that is the heartbeat connection that supports them to raise their heart, their hands, and say, how can I work with you? How can I get on a conversation with you so that you can go deeper with me, so that I can know that this thing I want, I really, really want it. Because 90% of the time, the thing the client thinks they want is not what they want. And it's only until you get into that natural high-ticket sales conversation where you ask the better questions, where you listen actively at their body language and what they're saying, what they're not saying, especially for what they haven't said. And then you realize, if I give them this, that's a faster horse. But if I co-create exponential expansion with them in this high-ticket sales conversation, they get an airplane. And that is the difference between just mainstream coaching for credit card numbers and transformational coaching aligned with who God says you are and the work that God has put you here to do in the world. Let me know how this lands for you.